evening, everyone, and welcome to Apex Motor Club Racing for the world-famous Indianapolis Motor Speedway. But tonight we're taking out the technical, unforgiving road course layout in these Mazda MX-5 Cup cars. Welcome in, I'm Sean Stam, live here on Stam Studio Network. I'm glad to be back here with you this Wednesday night as, hey, that's all right, these Mazda MX-5s, they might not be the fastest cars within the paddock, but definitely, I think, the most driver skill to take out these Mazdas out here tonight from Indy. Momentum is everything, especially throughout the season. Late braking, especially into turn 1, setting up the switchback into turns 2, 3, and 4. It's going to be a lot of fun out here tonight. We'll take a look at the race information as well as starting grid. We have 14 turns, 2.4 miles to work out here from this Indy Motor Speedway road course. Great racing condition out here tonight from about 71 degrees Fahrenheit ambient temperature, 68 degree track temp. That'll be switched back. That'll be 68 degrees ambient temps as well as 71 degree Fahrenheit track temps, 45% humidity points. Partly cloudy skies up above us, 2-mile-per-hour winds shoving us down and into turn number 1. Here's a look at our starting grid out here tonight, brought to you by Stam Studio Network Racing Broadcast. We'll have a whole pace lap before we get to some live racing action. It's going to be Brendan Birch. Now, Brandon Birch, we have seen time and time again, faster than practice, faster than qualifying, faster than the race as well, but sometimes Brendan, a little bit of contact on his side. Will Brandon Birch have what they say can't be done, and that would be finishing off Indy road course in P1. Lucas Barnett. Ooh, that's going to be a driver who we're also going to have to keep an eye on out here tonight. Lucas Barnett P2, 0.019 seconds off of our race leading pace. It'll be Nico Colby, one of the triple Colby actions, and starting P3, Marvin Samayo, and the Marvin Dater, not only the commentator out there from behind the scenes with me, but Marvin's out here racing tonight in the 44. He'll start P number 4. It's Stone Colby starting right behind his little bro in P number 5. He'll be side by side with his twin bro Slater Colby. That's P number 6. Josh Hunter, Joe Rennie, Daniel Ramirez, Darren Colby, Connor Cunningham, and Josh Ferrier rounding out the top 12. 13th through 19th belongs to Juan Heron, Victor Ling, Michael Tenegretta, Jason Holcomb, Thomas Divley, as well as Kenneth Lawless and Diego Valdemarena. This is going to be a really fun race out here to watch here tonight, but for those of you that did miss our better half dash, hey, we have to congratulate not only Milena Colby coming away with our queen of the better half dash, but as well as Ashley Laboria, Stone Colby's girlfriend, coming away with second place within the better half dash. So what a race it was for the Colbys better half. Well, we'll see if they are ready to able to take it back here to behind the wheel on their half of their own between these cars that they are very, very familiar with, not only sim racing, but as real-life racing action out at Apex Motor Club, the one of the most prestigious, if not the most prestigious, road course racing track out of the whole state of Arizona, just located out of Maricopa. We just saw, I think it was race 5 in the books for real-life racing for lots of these real-life racers out here tonight, as well as the Colbys. Joe Rainey will start out here P9 in his Rainey Holmes Racing Mazda MX-5 Cup car, number 17, as we have seen time and time again. Joe, we'll have to see if he can do what they say can't be done out here tonight, and that is make his way up and into the top 3 driver interview booth. I know so many fans down there in YouTube land have been begging for a Joe Rainey top 3 finish. As we have seen Joe get up within the top 3 podium positions quite a few times within this season of Apex Motor Club MX-5 Sim Racing. We're going to bring these MX-5 Cups back out here to some more sim racing action. This time it's tonight from Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. 14 turns, 2.4 miles. It's Sean Stam producing, directing, commentating the show live here on Stam Studio Network. Green flag is out here for another race in this Apex MX-5 Cup series as we head our way down into turn 1. It's 100 miles an hour, side by side for 3, 4, 5 rows back right now. by Lucas Barnett and that Burger King 008 side by side with Brendan Birch. It's 2 wide, 3 wide. Marvin Samara contact there. There's a big wreck there in the back of the pack. Daniel Ramirez, Darren Colby is involved. So is Thomas Dively, Connor Cunningham, Josh Hunter, all involved in turn 1 of this race. Back out here to the race lead. Brendan Birch gets that race lead out there over Lucas Barnett, who falls back to P3. It's now Nico Colby, Stone Colby, Marvin Samayoa. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start to see the slipstream and draft play quite a few factors out here tonight, as we already see them single filing themselves out there out of turns 3 and 4. Here we go throughout 5 and 6. A little bit more technical corner of the racetrack here, as Brendan Birch looks to stretch his legs out and out front, starting to lead with a .33 second gap over Nico Colby. Lucas Barnett drops back to P3. There's Stone Colby and his VehicleBuyers.com. Mazda MX-5 Cup Car Machine falls back to P4. Marvin Samayoa, he falls back to P5. Stone gains 1 spot up and into P4. How about the start for Joe Rainey? He gains 1. Josh Ferrier is up 4 spots since the drop of Barney's green flag. Victor Ling in the number 24. How about Victor out here tonight in running P9? That's 5 spots gained in just 1 lap in his Apex Motor Club MX-5. Diego Valmaretta, he'll fall back and he'll gain 8 spots going back into turn 1. He'll go side by side. He'll go 3 wide going into turn 1. That'll be with the number 29 of Juan Heron's Bullet Bill machine. But Juan Heron not only down into the inside, but door-to-border clear by about 3 car lengths and a half. Now that sets up Diego as well as Michael Tenegretta, Jason Holcomb, all in about 1 car length battle between 13th, 12th, and 14th position. Looks like Michael Tenegretta will take away back and into P12 as these front race leaders starts to single file their way back and into, I believe this is turned as 5, 6, and here we go 7. Brandon Birch, although out into the race lead as we cut onto that rear view camera. Rear view bumper shot. Nico Colby in his big old smiling Mazda MX-5 Colby car, MX-5 Cup car. Nico Colby still 0.2 of a second, right back down and around. That battle for the race lead. We're hopping on board with Nico Colby here as I don't think we have any live camera shots. If we did, it's just a quick vertical one there. Nico Colby versus Brandon Birch back out to the race lead. Lucas Barnett continues to sit P3. 0.2 of a second battles for P1, P2. 0.3 of a second battles for P3, P4. It'll fall back and down here as Lucas Barnett has a real nice run on turn number 14, making their way back and downtown, headed towards turn number 1. Look at this slipstream. Look at this draft between Nico Colby and Lucas Barnett. Stone Colby is starting to point his nose right back up within it as well. Turn number 1. Who's deeper into the braking zone there as Lucas Barnett falls back into P3. Whoa, hang on, boys. We'll go side by side between P2 and P3. Nico Colby and Stone. Oh, race leader. Race leader goes off the track. Nico Colby to the race lead. Brendan Birch falls back into P3. Nico Colby 0.5 of a second out and up front. Stone has made his way back and out to P2. Here comes Slater Colby. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Tonight, Slater's nickname is Cotton Eye Joe as he's made his way into that final driver interview position. This is only 4 minutes down out of this 45-minute race. If you're just now joining us, Sean Stam, producing, directing, commentating the show. We do have that competition caution at or around 20th minutes into the race. What a start it has been, and as well as what a last lap it has been. Nico Colby out to the point, Stone to P2, Slater to P3, Brendan Birch drops to P4. And where did this all start to happen? Well, we're going to have to take a look at it here. This is Brendan Birch. He has the lead going into turn 1 there. Formula drifts it slideways going into turns 1 and 2. There goes that gold and black machine of Nico Colby to the race lead. Down and around, Stone Colby will follow his little bro. Slater Colby going to follow suit as well into the inside line. Slater going to say thank you very much going into turns 2, 3, and 4. It's still side by side through the Marvin Samayoa, as well as Brandon Birch and Lucas Barnett will jump back on board with live racing action, as well as we'll see Brendan Birch and Marvin Samayoa going at it live back here into turn number 1. Who's going to give way? Who's deeper into the braking zone? Nico, Stone, Slater, 1, 2, 3. There's Brendan Birch in the gold and black wheel in number 36 Moss MX-5 Cup car. And then Marvin Samayoa still continuing to run P5. Marvin Samayoa, who we're hopping on board with right now, trying to just get some front end rotation on his number 44. He's going to get that quick chicane. That is the chicane that blew up within our very last Gen 6 NASCAR Cup race here at the Indy Road Course. That chicane completely blew up, and it took out a lot of our front runners. Thankfully, that thing is cemented down out here within real-life racing action as Marvin Samayoa continues to close that gap and out up front to Brendan Birch, as well as Slater up in front of him. Lucas Barnett falls back to P6, but he's still got enough pace here in his Moss MX-5. There's Joe Rainey going to side by side with him and Josh Ferrier. Man, Joe completely missed the entrance there, so he's going to continue to run way, way wide on corner exit. There goes Josh Ferrier, number 21. That's battle between 7th and 8th, down and around the inside. Looks like Josh Ferrier quarter clear as he's way deep into the braking zone. He gets his Moss MX-5 Cup car slowed down, down, down. Josh Ferrier, up to P7, gain 5 spots out here, 6 the drop of the green flag. Since we right here have a quick break in the action, here's a quick look at our really big incident that we've seen out here tonight. This was going into turn 1 for our drop of the green flag. You see Josh Hunter and his massive, whoa, holy Chastain right there going to the inside of the track. What contact ensues? It was 4 wide going into turn 1 there. Man, unfortunately there for the number 11 as well as Josh Hunter. I think that's Jason Holcomb out there and also involved. A little bit of contact there through turn number 1, but most of those drivers are able to make their way back and up through it. We'll get back up here to live racing action as Nico Colby still continues to lead the pack. Hey, we see you down there in YouTube land. It's Terry and Moonlight Dancer. Let us know who you are rooting on out here tonight, as it is a triple Colby action out and up front. Moonlight Dancer saying the Marvin Tater, as we'll actually hop on board here with once again Marvin, the 6th running driver. So last car here within this kind of front 6-car breakaway out in front. I'll throw that track map up on that right side of your screen. You can really see it's a front 6-car breakaway. Nico, Stone, Slater, 1, 2, and 3. Brendan, Lucas Barnett, as well as Marvin Samayoa. That's 4th, 5th, and 6th. And then Josh Ferrier, Joe Rainey still going at it for 7th and 8th. Whoa, look at Marvin's hands go to work there. He's swatting peas in his Moss MX-5 Cup car as we look at Marvin's kind of virtual camera shots and what he sees from behind the scenes. Man, oh man, he saved the ever-living right rear quarter panel out of that. So Moss MX-5 coming out of turns 13 and 14. Backing on our front stretch away as we'll continue to hop on board here with Marvin. Listen in and watch the hands go to work. Hey, cool, calm, and collected for the Marvin Tater out there running in P6. It was side by side as you saw it of Marvin's front windscreen. Nico Colby, Stone Colby, a little bit of side by side on their side running into turn number 1. They'll settle it back down. Whoa, oh my God, Nico Colby. I don't know how he didn't just get the off-track penalty out there running through. I don't have the corner name, but we'll call it out there through NASCAR. NASCAR blown up corner there. Nico and Stone will start to look side by side out in through turns. I believe this is 7 here. This Nico and Stone will run side by side. They'll train a little bit of their vehiclebuyers.com vinyl wrap, continuing to run side by side. It'll be Stone Colby who actually makes his way out there and out up front after running the outside, which really didn't transition back into the inside out there at all. It continued to run out to the outside line. And Stone Colby able to work that speed, work that momentum, work that later braking zones out there and throughout the braking zones, continuing to work it so late into the zone there that Nico Colby doesn't even have a chance to run side by side going into turn number 10 there. What I thought Nico had that inside line, not able to make it work. 10 minutes down, 10 minutes to go till that competition yellow. Right now, 0.2 of a second. Battle separating P1, P2. It's less than 2 tenths of a second, separating P2 and P3 between Nico Colby and Brendan Birch. Lucas Barnett slots his way back and up to P4. Here comes Slater Colby backing up to P5, back and into P5. Nico now leads him going back into turn number 1. We'll hop back on that rear bumper camera here for Nico as Nico goes for a self-spin. No, Nico, what are we doing? Just carrying too much speed out there into turns 2, 3, and 4. No contact. His gold and black vehiclebuyers.com mails to MX-5, falls back into P7 after I think that's exactly what it was, just trying to carry too much speed and momentum going into turns 1 and 2. Nico Colby still not out here of this race as Brendan Birch takes back over the race lead. It'll be Slater Colby to P2, Marvin Samayo. It's the Marvin Tater who continues to work his way with a very respectful P3 spot so far right now. His best lap was a 140.83, only 5/1,000ths of a second slower than our fastest lap put down out here tonight. That is saying something for Marvin Samayon. We've continued to see that speed. We've continued to see that pace. Right now, Marvin's showing up the final driver interview spot. He's got a long way to go, a long time to get there as Lucas Barnett starts to stalk and creep out the dungeon out of his rear bumper there of Samayo up in front. The 008 after starting up in P2, looking to take away back in at least P3 in his Burger King Mazda MX-5 Cup Car machine. Lucas Barnett, nice run out of there, out of turn number 14. We're going to lock our way, back it up into turn number 1. Hop on board, Lucas Barnett. A little bit of stock car. Wow, no, did he just turn the Marvin Tater? He did. Marvin Tater noses into the inside wall, takes the toe down into the pit lane. It was a bump draft all gone wrong. Lucas Barnett now works his way to the final driver interview spot, but no. You have to be so careful, so calm with those stock car-like pushes on these Mazda MX-5 Cup cars, and unfortunately Marvin Tater gets the worst of it. Here's a quick race replay of it here as we'll really quickly jump back and into the battle for the race lead. Oh man, I don't think he necessarily knew that Lucas Barnett was looking down into the inside. One more camera shot at it here this time by. And then we're going to have to slow it down this time because look at, is there contact before Lucas tries to look down into the inside, or is that just a reaction of the Marvin Tater? Call it what you will. We'll get back up here to battles for the race lead. It's Brendan Birch as well as, it's Slater Colby up and into P2. Hey, it's Cotton Eye Joe. Where did he come from? Where did he go? Back and into P2 somehow, some way. I'm trying to get my timing scorings. There they go, right back up. Contact battles for the race lead. Trading final wrap in between the two. Brendan Birch and the number 36 vehiclebuyers.com machine. Can he do what they say can't be done? I've said that time and time again out of this Apex MX-5 Cup Series, but I seriously mean it. Brendan Birch, we have seen this time and time again. We have seen this from that Stam Studio Network number 36 Mazda MX-5 Cup car. Yeah, you see that all over that rear bumper. Here he goes, not going to make any sort of defensive. He is going to squeeze Slater Colby a little bit deeper into turn number 1. That's, I think, that's that SSN rear bumper vinyl sticker there. Maybe playing a little bit more defense, but not enough defense for Slater Colby to make his way down inside and into the race lead. He's actually Slater's looking at bringing Lucas Barnett down and around the inside with him as well. Man, oh man, Slater's going to run way wide going into 5-6. Here we're going to see that NASCAR blown up that blown up 3D rendered rumble strip as Slater Colby makes his way down and around 7 and 8 this time. He's going to have company down to the inside. That'll be Lucas Barnett. Lucas Barnett for the first time tonight looking at trying to take away that battle for the race win as we have Josh Ferrier going Mach 2 into the tire barrier. That'll be the Wii Sports Resort Wii Bowling Strike Effect sound for Josh Ferrier. With all due respect there, Josh was having a very nice race up there before that had happened. Works his way into P5. We'll run side by side. Slater Colby gets way right out of the corner exit there and out of turn number 10. Here we go through 12, 13, and 14. This is through 10, 12. It's now Slater Colby who falls back, who runs just a little bit wide out of that corner exit. And this is something that is a little bit different from what Slater Colby is used to from real-life racing action. Slater, he has, I mean, laps after laps after laps of both real-life and sim racing action back and behind the wheel. But comparing Indy road course to the fast and flowy Apex Motor Club, no matter layout 1 or layout 2 out there in Maricopa, Arizona, this is something that Slater Colby is going to have to regroup and rearm here with, as now he has lost that race lead and still continues to hound that rear bumper of Lucas Barnett, and up and in front. We'll continue to see if Slater Colby has what they say can be done, works his way back and into the race lead. If so, as now Brandon Birch works his way back up to where he started this race, so does Lucas Barnett. 16 minutes down, 4 minutes to go to the competition yellow. Brendan Birch uses all sorts of that rumble strips out there on corner exit. Ladies and gentlemen, get up, stand up for your life right now. This is battles for the race lead. Slater Colby's going to try to dive it down to the inside line once again. Does he have enough of a move down to the inside to make it over Lucas Barnett? He does, but now runs there just a little bit wide. Here comes Lucas Barnett trying to make that switchback happen. He's not able to get that throttle pedal pinned down. Is the Burger King machine of Lucas Barnett. That allows Slater Colby a very, very nice textbook pass now up to P2. Joe Rainey is knocking on the back bumper of our rear view driver, of our final driver interview spot of P2 and P3. Lucas Barnett, Slater Colby, beating, banging, ethical wheel racing out here all throughout the pack of Mazda MX-5 Apex Cup action out here from the Indy road course. Brendan Birch, a half of a second out here to the race lead. Lucas Barnett leading Slater Colby by 1/10 of a second, and then it's 2/10 of a second for separating P3 and P4 between Slater and Joe. Nico Colby, after leading a couple laps earlier on in the race, Nico falls back into P5. Stone Colby to P6. Josh Ferrier to P7, who is a little bit deep into the braking zone. It'll be side by side back once again for P2 and P3. Slater, Lucas going at it there. Here comes the VehicleBuyers.com machine down and around the outside line. Have you ever? I have never. Oh my God, Slater almost made it work. He's going to slot back and into line. He's going to get that slipstream. Slater's going to get that draft back and around Lucas Barnett's rear bumper. Windshield wipers going to work on Slater Colby. It's not raining, but that's how much tire rubber is flying out of the rear end of these Mazda MX-5 Cup car machines. 18 minutes down, 2 minutes to go to the competition yellow. Brake differentials slowing down and brake distances at about, I would call it about an inch, if not a centimeter, separated between all 6 of our front race leaders. Brendan Birch, Lucas Barnett, Slater Colby, 1 through 3, Nico Colby, Joe Rainey, Stone Colby, 4 through 6, and Josh Hunter, as well as Josh Ferrier. It's the Josh and Josh show running in 7th and 8th. It'll also be Juan Heron, Jason Holcomb, Diego Valderrama rounding out the top 12 positions. Daniel Ramirez, Michael Tennegretta, Connor Cunningham, Victor Ling, and Darren Colby also battling out there. So is Thomas Dively and Kenneth Lawless. Marvin Samayoa falls back into P19 after that hard impact with the very hard wall down into the inside line. Side by side, back in battles, and out there for the race lead is Brendan Birch, who's going to run the inside line. Here comes Lucas Barnett in his Burger King machine running the outside line. It'll be 2 by 2 for 2 rows back. Lucas Barnett's trying to size him up, which was that outside line. It's going to continue to run the outside line through turns 1, 2, 3, and 4. Brendan Birch continues to hold him off out there. Slater Colby has a nice run right now to the inside, but this is going to get tight out here on corner exit as we make our way. Whoa, holy nice move out there for Slater Colby to keep his foot in the gas. What a move. It doesn't look like much out there within the TV cameras, but Slater with a very nice move on corner exit. Slater's going to look down to the inside. Contact for the race lead. Brendan Birch goes around. So does, who's going around? Nico Nico in the 16, he gets it pointed back in the right way. There's Brendan Burch, time and time again, after so much speed, so much pace throughout the race. It's Brendan Burch, contact, falls back into P6. That allows Stone Colby back out into the race lead. That's gonna throw our yellow flag coming to the 20th minute. Oh my days, days, days. Lots of our front running drivers out here losing their respectful track positions, coming towards that competition caution. Here's going to be what ultimately happens. There's a slight contact, a 0x, between Lucas Barnett and Slater Colby. Brendan Burch blinks out for a slight second there, and there's, I think that's the 16 of Nico Colby. Look at Nico. I mean, from the next county on over. I mean, contact, banking, and boonking it there from Nico. Pinballing it left, back, and right and back center. This is, I mean, as we continue to allow these drivers to catch back up from one another, look at this battle for the race lead coming to this competition caution. Lucas Barnett, Nico Colby, side by side as our race leader Brendan Burch blinks out once, twice, thrice. Look at Nico Colby. Next replay, we're hopping on board here with Nico. Not only is it a send and a half down into the inside, but I mean, he saves it, and Nico keeps it running P4. This is why, I mean, I think, okay. Oh, I got to save what I have, but I'll save that for driver interviews, I guess. Oh, man. I will not only put that on Nico, but I think I'll put that on Slater as well for keeping Nico straight after he started to run that Formula Drift slideways there. I'm not going to keep you guessing out here. I will say that is what makes a champion out here. And although Nico is so young, runner for Youth Athlete of the Year, matter of fact, and so, I mean, Nico, that was a little bit of argy-bargy action happening, but I mean, that was some nice cat-like reflexes out there for Nico at number 16. Stay with meow. Nico will have to see what he has left in his mental fuel tank as well as in those physical fuel tanks. I mean, I'm talking about the tires there. No, I mean, Nico, he had that thing slideways. He had that the barbecue smoke out there out of the right rear and left rear tires. Those things, now they are cooled down back and into pacing pressures and temperatures. It's still, it's not necessarily a flat spot, if you will, because I will say flat spots is what iRacing Simulation Motorsports can't quite simulate that well, but they will simulate wear within these tires. And for a driver like Nico Colby, who did have some knife saves, but as well as some I mean, the tires, I mean, begging for their lives there. You're going to definitely see that. He's already going off the track there on a pace lap. No, I'm just kidding. I think we're going to get one more pace lap here as those lights are still on our iRacing safety pace car. So look for these drivers to weave, jeeve, and jive within this whole next pace lap out here as Stone Colby, Lucas Barnett, Nico Colby makes 1 through 3. Joe Rainey, Slater Colby, Brendan Burch, and Josh Hunter. That will be 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th. Let me check in YouTube lands. Okay, Moonlight. Okay, just making sure we're still all moving there. Moonlight Dancer still, yeah. We're showing some emojis out there in YouTube lands. It'll be Josh Hunter, Josh Ferrier, still the Josh and Josh for 6, 7. There you go, Nico. Juan Heron, Diego Valdemiro, Daniel Ramirez, Jason Holcomb, Michael Tenner, Greta, Connor Cunningham, Victor Ling, Thomas Dively, Kenneth Lawless, Darren Colby, as well as Marvin Samayoa, who was unfortunately down and into the virtual garage at this point in the race. Ladies and gents, we're going to get the field re-racked and restacked out here in just a few moments' time. But before we do, we're going to take a quick break up here up in the broadcast booth. Sean Stam producing, directing, commentating the show. We'll be back up with you here in just a few moments' time. Thanks, everybody.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join a race or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Welcome back here to Apex Motor Club. We're racing here at the iconic Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. While we were away, the caution has bunched the field right backing up together, re-racked and restacked. The cars ready to roll as that iRacing safety pace car should make his way down and into the safety of pit lane. Keep your eye on that restart zone. It's going to be cold tires, tight packs, and heavy braking zones in the corner 1 and 2 and 3. It's a recipe for big moves and, hey, might be big disasters going down there. Let us know who you're rooting on down there in YouTube land as we continue to make our way just a slight bit closer. Ready to go, go, go. It'll be Lucas Barnett, Stone Colby, Nico Colby. That's 1, 2, 3. Joe Rainey on the inside of row number 2. That would be P number 4. Slater Colby, Brendan Birch falls back into P6, but still within well contention of a top 3 driver interview booth. Josh Hunter, Josh Ferrier, Juan Herron, Diego Valderrama, as well as Daniel Ramirez making up that top 10 positions. And here we go, and then in turn number 1, it's going to be a hard braking zone as Stone Colby leads him off. Lucas Barnett follows in suit into P2. Nico Colby still sits P3. There's Joe Rainey sitting P4, and look for some side-by-side going into turn number 1. They're going to leave each other the room. Are those 2 front race leaders? Lucas Barnett around the outside line. It's going to get tight there on the exit. Barnett going to keep the race lead in his Burger King machine. Barely clear. Nice pass for the 008. That could be pass for the race lead. Taken away from Stone Colby. Joe Rainey goes for a slight spin there, and it's going to cause the big one. 1, 2, 3, 4 different drivers involved. That's going to be Diego Valderrama, as well as Jason Holcomb. Kenneth Lawless makes his way through it. Oh man, there's going to be Connor Cunningham. There's Joe Rainey, who I think had the worst part of that there. Slideways through the corner. Contact there. He falls back into the P13. There's Diego Valderrama. Falls back to P14. Josh Hunter and Josh Ferrier falls back into P15 and P16. Back up here looking at this battle for the race lead. Stone Colby, as there was so much going on back there in the pack, actually passed Lucas Barnett and into turns 5, 6, and 7. Now Lucas Barnett is going to try to make something happen out here through 10, 11, and 12. Hopping on board with Lucas, down and around the inside line. No contact there. Going to keep so much pace and space between the two that it actually is going to hurt Lucas Barnett a little bit more than that actually did just help Stone Colby. This is how Stone did initially make this pass out here up and in front on that battle of Lucas Barnett. He had a push and a shove out there from his little bro Nico. Dang near rear tires off of the racing line there. That's all it took for door quarter clear Stone Colby and into the race lead on that race restart. That's, well, Lucas Barnett saying not so fast, my friend, as he's going to try to look down and around, trying to make another pass happen. That would be for P1 and P2. Nico Colby still sitting right there with him in P3. Brendan Birch works his way into P4. Don't look now, ladies and gents, but Slater Colby is into P5. That's not quite contact up here between the P1, P2 positions, but as we hop back on board with Lucas Barnett, this is battles of, like I said earlier, inches, centimeters, millimeters. It's a game of momentum as well, as you saw Lucas Barnett carry that speed and momentum. He's going to carry a little bit of 3 wide action going into the corner. Wow, holy cow. Nico Colby put the post-it stamp on it through and sent it through the mail. Did it through cleanly. Nico Colby to the race lead, might I add there. Stone Colby will fall back and into P3 after Lucas Barnett continues to, will drop back and into P2. Here comes Brendan Birch. A little bit of side-by-side on Brendan Birch's side. Brendan Birch into that final driver interview spot out here. This is, I mean, what a race out here tonight from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Road Course and the Apex MX-5 Cup Series. 30 minutes down, 15 minutes to go. Battle still within 0.3 of a second. We're at that first 4-pack. Battles between 0.7 of a second separating Slater and Daniel Ramirez, as well as, hey, how about Juan Herron and Darren Colby still sitting 7th, 8th, and 9th. Victor Ling joins that battle as well, just 0.6 of a second, excuse me, 1/10 of a second behind Darren. Back up here to the battle for the race lead. It's going to be between Nico Colby and Lucas Barnett. Lucas Barnett, he has done everything that he has within his textbook available to him to try to make a pass for the race lead. He has tried to set up the side-by-side. He has tried to set up the switchback. Nothing is working right now in that Burger King machine. We'll have to see if Brendan Birch can possibly be... we'll see if Brendan Birch can maybe show Lucas Barnett maybe a little bit of look down the inside right now as we'll get a nice look in with that slipstream and draft. Going into the corner here. Well, Lucas Barnett has enough slipstream and draft himself to look down into the inside of Nico Colby. It's Vehicle Buyers versus Burger King for the race lead. 2 by 2 back on through the pack. Lucas Barnett so far inches out up front, slots his way into the inside line. Lucas Barnett's clear for the race lead. Contact between the two. They'll trade some more vinyl wraps. Lucas Barnett has a slow down penalty as shown up in the top left of your screen. It's a yellow flag. Lucas Barnett now gives back the time gate. Well, I would say STK Gaming has been a little wobbly wiggly with that here in the past, but it shows Lucas Barnett has given back that supposed time gain. So that is battles for the race lead. I think that has possibly been a black flag cleared, matter of fact. Lucas Barnett clears them for the race lead. 8 minutes to go. Barnett, Nico Colby, Brendan Birch, after leading so many laps earlier on in the race. Brendan Birch works his way, vaults his way, backing up to back about P5, works his way backing up to P3. There's another nice move back out here side by side for the race lead. It's also Brendan Birch and Stone Colby. A little bit of quarter panel action there between the two. Nico Colby a little too deep into corner turn number 1. Here comes Barnett back into turns 2, 3, and 4, saying, hey, I'll take that right away back from you, Nico. Thank you so much there. Door quarter clear is the 008. Brendan Birch still sitting P3. Stone Colby still sits P4. And Slater Colby, who we hop on board here right now for P5. Listen in here. Watch the hands as well as watch this run out here really form here for number 25. Slater Colby has such a run right there with a huge hole in the air poked out there and up in front of him. You saw Lucas Barnett actually start to weave, jeeve, and drive, try to break that slipstream and draft from this front 5-car running pack. Slater Colby had a nice run out there going into the corner, but not able to make anything happen there with it. Daniel Ramirez still sits P6. And hey, we still have really nice battles out here between 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th. It's going to be the Bullet Bill, number 29 of Juan Herron. Josh Hunter sits P8. Darren Colby is also joining this battle as well in his number 47. Maz MX-5 Cup Car Stam Studio Network machine will run a little bit of 3x3, excuse me, 3 wide action there going into the corner, settles it back down to single files. Darren Colby still sits P9, and he sits 1 spot gained since his drop of the green flag. Not only is this such a fun camera shot to really compare and contrast the drivers out here, but Darren, you can really start to see him push it deep and into the braking corners there. Fun battles out there, as well as backing out here to the race lead. With 12 minutes to go. Lucas Barnett, Nico Colby still going side by side through turns 1, 2, and 3. Brendan Birch starts to pound that right rear of Nico Colby. Now we're going to run side by side for P number 2. It's 2 VehicleBuyers.com machines. If you're looking to buy, if you're looking to sell, VehicleBuyers.com, OverstockVehicles.com as well. That may be a slowdown and a half right there for that. I believe that was Nico Colby who ran way off the race line. I think he's able to keep that thing back and up and on to it somehow, some way. Battles for 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th, and such tight braking zones out here. Brendan Birch, Nico Colby, Stone, and Slater. 2, 3, 4, and 5. There's Daniel Ramirez, who is now caught back up and into the back of this pack. Driver out of Colombia, the one and only driver shown out and outside of the USA flag outside the bottom left of your screen. There's only 11 minutes to go here tonight, ladies and gents. It's Lucas Barnett still up to the race lead with what has, I think we have continued to see this battle heat up and into. It is now taken, Lucas Barnett has now taken away the race lead of Brandon Burks. They have now taken and calmed that triple Colby action down to P3, 4, and 5, what was 2, 3, and 4 earlier on here in the race. How about it? Let's run some more side by side into turn number 1, shall we? It'll be Brendan Birch now takes away the race lead over Lucas Barnett. My God, the number 36 back up to where he started in his vehiclebuyers.com machine. It is now Slater and Nico who ran a little bit side by side. Slater will work his way and continue to sit back and into P4. Man, oh man, Brendan Birch into turn number 1. It almost looked like Lucas Barnett was maybe given a slight bit of a point by there with as much room and as well as, I mean, yeah, with as much room that Lucas did give Brendan Birch going into the first corner. Now, this is another thing that we have seen lap after lap after lap. We have such a run, such a speed and momentum out of that huge hole poked in the air out of these Mazda MX-5 Cup cars out here at the iRacing Simulation Motorsports. And I do have to add, ladies and gents, this is the simulator we're working with. This isn't just your NASCAR Heat 5. This isn't your Forza Motorsports 5 or 6, whatever you are. This isn't your NASCAR 25. Although this does look like some stock car racing action down here going into turns 10, 11, and 12, all up within the engine bay, separating our P1 and P2 between Brendan Birch and Lucas Barnett. It is all but that. This is, I mean, tracks that are laser scanned. This is cars that are simulated and laser scanned down to a T, as well as these track conditions, the track temperatures, it all comes down to simulation. It all comes down to tenths, thousandths of a second between the two. We're working within these last 3 minutes out here on the race. This should be these last 2 laps to go. Brendan Birch, Stone Colby, Lucas Barnett work their way again side by side into turn 1. That was a nice move for Lucas Barnett and Brendan Birch going into turn number 1, but it's still not going to separate themselves from that second row back. Stone falls back into that second row, going side by side with now Lucas Barnett, Brendan Birch. Could this be the night after Brendan Birch starts up here to the race lead, starts within the pole position, falls back to about 6th position, and now works his way back and into the race lead? Could this be Brendan Birch's night as we start to look 3 wide out here between Nico, Lucas, and Slater? Who's deeper into the braking zone within these last 2 laps? No contact between the two. Look at the ethical, clean race wheel out here from these Apex MX-5 Cup racing drivers. Brendan Birch, Stone Colby, Nico Colby, 1, 2, 3. Slater still sits P4. Lucas Barnett has sliced, diced, fallen back to P5, but still has an opportunity to make something happen within these last, we should be 2 to 3 laps of the race. Stone Colby, Brendan Birch, a little bit more side by side, no contact between the two. Stone gonna go deeper within that previous braking zone, take away the race lead, but not for the time being, as Brendan Birch still runs side by side, not able to get that throttle pedal down. Is that Brendan Birch machine? Here comes Nico Colby backing around the inside. Ladies and gentlemen, just like that, it's Colby. 1, 2, 3. 1 lap to do it, a couple turns to make it happen. Nico leads him going back into turn number 1. There's only 6 minutes left to go in the race. 1 minute 40 per lap. We should be looking about 3 more laps to go. Still triple Colby action, 1, 2, 3, as we have seen from Apex Motor Club real life racing time and time again. Will they have the sim racing action under their heels here tonight, or will it be Brendan Birch, who we are on board with now, falls back with Lucas Barnett? Both drivers running P4 and P5. Wow, your gravel all over, denting the front of their race machines. Virtual race machines, thankfully. It'll be Lucas Barnett. Brendan Birch falls back in there into P5, P6. Can they get back up here within this battles as we still see these race leaders try to break the draft going into the corner? Nico Colby, Slater Colby, Stone Colby, still sitting 1, 2, 3. You see in the background of the screen, Daniel Ramirez, Josh Hunter, Joe Rainey still sits 6th, 7th, and 8th. Nico Colby shows a slow down penalty right there. It'll clear itself. Of course, it will up in the top left. It'll be the last 5 minutes to go out here from the Indy Road Course. This is pretty special to me because, well, we have battles for the race lead. It's now Slater Colby. I mean, sent it down to the next county over. That is another send it for the move, but there's no contact between the two. Slater Colby's going to, keep the contact off of his little brother Nico, as he knows they are battling out here between inches, centimeters, millimeters apart. They have gone at it between time and time again, real life action, that close between one another. Well, now you have to add in that netcode factor between the two. This is iRacing. You're not going to get that bump here between the two. You have to be careful with a little bit of side-by-side because it might shove that driver off the racing line right there and beside you. Well, these drivers going, hey, that's all right. We'll run some more side-by-side. Stone and Slater, P1, P2. Nico Colby, after going a little bit wide, he'll fall back and into P5. It'll still be side-by-side from quarter panels on back. Stone Colby to the race lead. I don't know how he just avoided that off-track penalty, but he is keeping all in at least left side tires within that racetrack. That corner, thankfully not opting to blow up here under a braking load after 4 minutes to go left here within this race. Slater, Stone, 1-2, still battles between them side by side. I'm going right now for Stone. He's still got the Stam Studio Network on his rear bumper, but falls back into the P2. Slater Colby up there and up front. Oh, we have contact once again. Nico Colby is down, out and around. Contact there with Brent, no? Who did Nico have contact there with? Well, as I was saying, I'm going to have to root here for Stone out here as he's still got the SSN on his rear bumper, but here is the contact, or is there, I don't think that is. I think Brendan Birch, we're going to have to hop on board with Brendan Birch for another race replay there, but, okay, of course. Well, that's another race out here where Brandon Birch is going to get the Sean and Taylor Kirstens here as we hop on board here with Nico Colby on this race replay. Not only Nico, who we have to hop on board here with, but as well as is there contact here between the two? Yeah, it's hard to tell. We'll take one more look at this race replay before we get back to live racing action. Call that what you will. We'll get back up here within this battle for the race lead. Stone, Slater, 1-2. Lucas Barnett still sits P3. We're working our way between these last couple laps of the race here tonight. Still side by side between the two. Slater Colby at that outside line. There's more debris on that outside line. They're going to make contact out of corner exit. They're going to side draft each other there, but then okay, there goes Stone Colby back to make that side draft happen, going into the corner here. Slater, Stone, after beating, after banging, it's now Stone Colby down to the inside line. Two vehiclebuyers.com machines once again going side by side. Lucas Barnett has his virtual popcorn bucket out, but who has it done between the two Colby bros after Nico falls back all the way back and down and into P6? Point matters. It's all between position out here throughout this whole racing series. It's racing season of this Apex MX-5 Cup Series, Sim Series action. But it's right now between 0.6 of a second between twin brothers at the front of the pack. Lucas Barnett, after leading 1, 2, 3 laps earlier on here in the race, is Lucas Barnett. Hey, Brendan Birch has now slotted his way back into P4. Is Brendan Birch close enough to make something happen? After we make our way across the start-finish line, does Barney the flagman throw the white flag? He is. Barney the flagman's going to wave it loud and proud out here tonight. It's the white flag. It's one more lap to go. And look at how defensive Stone is going down here to turn number 1. Going as far as we have seen any driver down here tonight, trying to close that passing opportunity for his twin brother Slater. There's contact there with Brendan Birch after Brendan Birch goes way too deep into turn number 1. 3 wide. They'll settle it back down to 2. That presents Lucas Barnett still sitting that final top 3 driver interview position of the race after beating, after banging. This allows Daniel Ramirez out of Colombia to work his way into P4. Could it possibly be Daniel Ramirez in that final driver interview position tonight as Brandon Birch starts to set up some more side-by-side action? It'll be single file action between P1 and P2, but Slater Colby's going to try to dive it down into the inside line right there. That's going to be a nice passing opportunity. Slater Colby is clear for the race lead, takes it back and away from Stone Colby. We have just 6 more corners to go here from the Indy road course. Slater Colby got it done within one of our higher portion of braking zones of the racetrack, but Stone Colby is still not done out here battling within this battle for the race lead. It'll be side by side between these last 2 to 4 corners of the racetrack tonight. Slater Colby's gonna have that outside line. Slater trying to set up that switchback. Final 2 corners from the Indianapolis Motor Speedway road course. It's Apex MX-5 Cup Series sim action coming down to this. Stone Colby able to hold off Slater within the final 2 turns, but here we go. Final turn of the track. Who's gonna have it done? Stone Colby at the inside line. It's gonna be a photo finish. Stone Colby! They're gonna give it to Stone Colby by 1/1000th of a second at the line. Slater will finish P2. Lucas Barnett to P3. What a race finish out here for this MX-5 Cup Series. Stone Colby with the race win. Oh my days. We got one beating and banging and flipping across the race line. Here's a look at the finish. Have you ever? I have never. Ladies and gentlemen, MX-5 Cup Series action. Thousandths of a second. Well, I actually have seen thousandths of a second at the race line, but 1/1000th? Are you kidding me? Stone Colby squeezes his twin brother coming to the line. It'll be Stone by that much. Oh my God, Lucas Barnett just misses out by 4/1000ths of a second for Lucas Barnett. That is the battle right there at the race line. Stone Colby, Slater Colby, Lucas Barnett, a photo finish. Stick with us here tonight on STAM Studio Network. We'll get those official race results here in just a few moments' time, as well as chatting with our top 3 driver interviews. Here are those top 3 drivers here are the official results here just quickly, because I'm wanting to chat here with our top 3. Stone, Slater, Lucas, obvious top 3 right there. Brendan Birch comes across the line, P4. Daniel Ramirez, Nico Colby, Josh Hunter, Joe Rainey, Connor Cunningham, Josh Ferrer, that's top 10. Diego Valdemara, Victor Ling, Michael Tenegretta, Darren Colby, Jason Holcomb, Kenneth Lawless, Thomas Dibbley, Juan Heron, and Marvin Samayo at the top 19. All right, I'm gonna mosey my way on over in the top 3 broadcast booth victory lane out here, as I believe we've caught up here with our two twins. I'll start out here with you, Stone. You got yourself a copy, man.
Yes, sir.
Golly, Stone coming out of the last corner, side by side, you and Slater. What's going through your minds, man? Walk us through it.
I had to play that right. I threw this right-hand sweeper before the straight. I tapped my brake, so he bumped me a little bit, so it kind of jacked up his run. And then I realized that it really didn't do a whole lot. So then I had to push him, squeeze him against the wall to kind of jack his run up, and it kind of worked.
Hey, a little bit more of a side draft, a little bit more of a wall draft there, if you could call it that, man. Stone across the line. 1/1000th of a second. What a race went out here tonight here for you, Stone. Excellent way here for you to break it down. How did you hold off Slater, as well as who you shouting out here tonight, Stone?
Honestly, we were all very similar pace, so it was a little tough, but I think it was more of, in the tight sections, it was just who was more consistent, and then honestly being in the front going down the straights, you were kind of like a sitting duck. So just playing the draft right, and I don't know, it was a lot of fun. We were 3 wide, 2 wide. These guys drove great up there, like not really taking each other out, slight bumps here and there. I mean, it felt a lot like real life, so props to everybody that was in that top 5 or 6. And then Overstock Vehicles, vehiclebuyers.com, friends and family for watching, and you for putting on a great stream as always, and everybody showing out to the league every Wednesday night.
Hey, thank you so much, Stone, and that's a great breakdown of what had just happened there. I mean, I mean, what a race that, like you said, that it started to feel a little bit more like real life. And I was going to say that here within my next sort of segment, is that it looked a lot like those the battles that I saw between you and Slater, as well as those real life MX-5 Cups out at Apex. Stone, congratulations on your race win here tonight. Congratulations to Ashley, if she's still watching her. You'll have to tell her myself on her runs at the Better Half Dash. Stone, we appreciate you, man, and we'll let you get to popping the virtual champagne out here tonight.
Thanks, Sean.
Alrighty, I think I've got up down here with P2. Slater, Colby, you got yourself a copy, man.
I'm here.
Yeah, well, you're here. Battles for the race win. Led a couple laps out here tonight as well. You'll finish down here P2, 1,000th of a second at the race line. Slater, what's going through your mind out here?
No, it was fun. We obviously had some pile-ups during the race, but we saw Nico kind of go off, and so we were kind of checking up a little bit because we were having so much fun, like us 5 and 6 battling. So trying to get him up there, and then Daniel Ramirez actually got up there. So yeah, so we wanted to make it like kind of a last lap dash, but the whole race before that was good. Everyone was racing really well. We even had some gnarly bumps into some braking areas, but we all were able to save it. And yeah, that track is very, very hard to go 2 and 3 wide in certain spots, but we were doing it.
Yeah, y'all were doing it. I mean, once, twice, and thrice as well. I think at one point I even saw 3 or maybe 4 wide start doing 2. But man, Slater, congratulations on another podium finish out here in this top 3 driver interview position. I mean, it's been race after race after race, just to continue to rack up here points throughout the season. We continue to work our way throughout the season. Slater, are we about halfway through the season, this Apex MX-5 Sim Racing Series?
Yeah, I think we got about 5 races left, and I think there's 12 on the calendar. So yeah, we're a little bit we're about halfway there. Yeah, so we got some good races coming up, but yeah, so we just got to keep getting consistent points, and hopefully it pays off in the end.
I appreciate your time and efforts out here, not only within this virtual top 3 driver interview position, but as well as your time and effort back there behind the scenes. Slater doesn't go unnoticed. And before we let you get going out here, Slater, who are you shouting out here? You dedicating another podium finish to?
Everyone for showing up week in, week out. It makes the league fun, and I hope everyone enjoys it. You for broadcasting, of course, and yeah, vehicle buyers, overstockvehicles.com, and friends and family at home watching, and yeah.
Hey, thank you so much, Slater. I really appreciate that, man. I hope the rest of the season goes your way, as well as real life racing out there as Apex, as I know that's coming to an end of that season as well here pretty soon.
Yep, I think the next race is here in about 2.5 weeks, so got to start prepping for that.
Appreciate it, Slater. Best of luck here to you, man. I'll let you get going as I'll jump back into P3 out here tonight. It'll be Lucas Barnett, our final driver interview position. Lucas, got yourself a copy.
I got you.
Hey, how about you, Lucas, man? You led quite a few laps out here tonight. I mean, battles going into turn 1, lap 1 of the race. That's where my questions come here for you, man. It was tight going into to lap 1, turn 1. It was tight out there throughout the whole portion of the race. I mean, shoot. That was really fun to see you up there, up in that top 3 finish. How did you continue to hold off drivers up there at final driver interview position?
I think just the consistency of the guys in the front pack, and how everyone is, you can trust everyone that they're gonna leave your room where they should, and not leave your room where they shouldn't. So yeah, it was a lot of really, really good racing. It's been that way this whole season, and with a draft track like this, you just hope that you're in the right position coming onto that straightaway, and I was just a little short, like a half a car length.
Man, just out of the car length away. Link there for you, Lucas Barnett. But right as you said that brought back something to my mind out there, and I believe that was our season opening race at Daytona, where you swooped it around into the outside when you mentioned some draft tracked action there. And man, Lucas, knew that you're going to be out here up front in the battles for the race lead, and that you were out here tonight. And it wasn't easy though. You had to work your way back up and through the pack. Is there a corner or two that you can really kind of shout out to really allowing you to make a couple passes on here throughout the field tonight?
Yeah, I mean the straightaway is really the biggest passing zone here because if you get the draft right. But there's some tight S's towards the second half of the track. I don't remember the turn numbers that I've got quite a bit of pace through. Kind of a slow in, fast out mentality in those, and I was able to gain back on the guys. I think I started second, ended up in 7th or 6th, and just had to be patient, make sure that I made my way cleanly through.
Well, hey, that you did here, Lucas Barnett. Congratulations on another podium finish on the season. Is there anybody you'd like to kind of thank or shout out here tonight, man?
Just you and the Colbys for putting this thing together.
Man, Lucas, you make me smile ear to ear, man. Thank you so much. It's a blast watching you put battles out here on the racetrack. You make it easy here for me making moves as you do, as well as, I mean, the clean and ethical racecraft that you have. It's so much fun to watch that Burger King machine. Lucas, hopefully we're chatting with you again up here in driver interviews next week.
Sounds good. Thanks, man.
Alrighty, everybody, that's going to about do it out here for these top 3 driver interviews. I appreciate each and every single one of you down there in YouTube land joining in and chatting with us down there. Moonlight Dancer, Terry, Ted, Mary, Joe, all of you. Mary, hopefully your surgery recovery has gone well there. I think that's going to do it here for me tonight after a back-to-back streams out here in YouTube land. Oh, I had the wrong Google Earth. That's A-okay. After back-to-back streams, it's Sean Stam out here tonight on Stam Studio Networks. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll get back in here on some more broadcasting. I think it'll be Saturday for those Stam Studio Network trucks out at Lime Rock Park. Thanks, everybody. Have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you then.